Yes. So, things to talk about on Friday stream, says Michael M. This whole section is dedicated to Michael M. So congratulations, man. We're dedicating a whole 40 minutes to addressing some of your questions there. My first and only fight ended up with me and the other guy crying. Oh, Wooz, man. I love Wuz's honesty, man. I love your honesty, dude. It's all good. That's not a glorious story, but it's an honest one. Gave him a bloody nose. Way to stick it to him, man. Way to stick it to him. Michael M. Have I ever gotten into a fight during a lineup for sneakers? Hell yeah, I have, dude. Haven every time. Jordan store every fucking time. Every time there's a fight. The last hour is always the most stressful. You could have been there for 13 hours, nothing would have happened. The last hour, everyone starts getting crazy, dude. I've gotten into so many fights. Like I said, though, never any physical altercations, just screaming matches and shit. Have you ever resold sneakers? What kind of question is that, Ricky? Of course I have. Of course I have, motherfucker. I consume to be consumed. Haven sneaker line of PTSD, dude. Like, honestly, the worst experiences I've ever had lining up for sneakers were at Haven, straight up. You good with Aram? What does that mean, Wuzza? Last hour is when people start cutting the line, pulling shitty shit. Yeah, I know. 100%. Oh, Lumen. Reber. What's going on, Lumen? Thank you so much for the follow. Thanks for joining us on the Friday freestyle stream. I appreciate you tuning in, man. IDK, why it's so funny to fight someone over Wacko Maria at Haven. It's funny because no one ever has fought over Wacko Maria. Trust me. All right, question and answer time. Let's get it going. The first question is from Michael M. As you mentioned on stream, tips/advice on presentations of projects and work. Yeah, okay, I got you. Oh my God, someone pulled a knife at a Sean Witherspoon drop. That sucks. That's horrible. So tips for presentation. For me, when I'm doing a presentation, when I'm doing a portfolio, oftentimes people always present their decks with like facts and statistics, and keep it very numbers based. And I think it's really, really important to understand that it's not facts that win people over. It's it's the emotional things. So oftentimes I'll tell anecdotal stories, or I'll tell the story in such a way that elicits more of an emotional response as opposed to trying to win over someone's logical side. And there's always ways to spin that. So no matter what kind of story you're trying to tell, there's always multiple sides to a story, and depending on your role and depending on what you're trying to sell, there's always ways to do that. For example, when I talked about a project, I likened it to Lord of the Rings and kind of the hero's journey. That was just one way in. But you can have fun with it and talk about how your teammates came in, you kind of went off and just really tell a really compelling story as opposed to trying to appeal to someone's logical side, because people aren't logical. Humans are emotional beings, and so when you start to understand that they're emotional beings, you're gonna have a lot easier of a time winning them over. If you can get someone to laugh, it's a lot more effective than just showing them like a stat. And obviously statistics and stuff like that are important for embellishing your point and showing the truth in what you're trying to say. But I would definitely, next time you're in a pitch or a presentation, really think about how it's being interpreted and what can get a person excited or feeling sad or empathetic to what you're trying to say. Really think about that. Because I think it's of the utmost importance. And presentations and projects. The interesting thing to me about projects is no matter how crappy of a project it is or how little of a role you told, it's always important to think about the story you want to tell in 5 years. And I always think about that when I'm thinking about my move. So, every career move is a stepping stone, and it's like, how do you want to angle it? How do you want to tell that story for someone who's potentially looking to hire you? And there's always interesting ways to look at it. Let's take the Wardell shirt, for example. On paper, what did I do? I designed him merch. I designed Wardell merch. Someone interviews me, hey, what did you do for Wardell? I designed him merch. Okay, so you're a merch designer. Right, that's not very interesting. That's not very exciting. When someone asks you, what did you do? I came up with a brand for Wardell. I thought about him holistically. I relayed these ideas. I helped sell in. I helped elevate. You know what I mean? Now you understand what I'm getting at. There's always multiple sides to the coin. I didn't design him merch. I sold him on a brand. I showed him what the future of his dynasty could look like. I got him excited about stuff that he didn't even consider. And for the people who were there for the Wardell design chat, you know exactly what I'm talking about. What did you do? You made merch. No, I didn't make merch. I helped facilitate it and communicated with production to make sure that everything went smoothly, and we sold out product in 15 minutes. We sold out 500 tees in 15 minutes. I didn't design merch. I sold out 500 shirts in 15 minutes. That's what I did. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about that story you're trying to tell. Always think about that critically. Trenton, always have issues in Van 2. Oh, yeah. You guys are talking about Yeezys? Yeah. Taking notes, and I appreciate that, man. Thank you, dude. Student, Pathos Baby says Ricky Rantan, my bad. Yeah, always appeal to the pathos. Skipped all online. Yeah, let's go. Pour up, Michael. So just going above the call and duty, like in your pitch deck, relay back to the idea of selling an idea with emotions. Yeah, completely. And let me pop up that Wardell deck really quickly just to kind of show you guys what I'm talking about. So what was the ask? What was the ask there? It was just to, just opening the keynote here. The ask was just to design merch, right? But it's like, what do you do with that opportunity? It's like, okay, I'm going to take that opportunity. I'm going to show them a way in. I'm going to show them what it means to be an esports athlete. Show them the idea behind a logo. Yeah, this could just be a symbol for a t-shirt, but it could also stand for so much more. Going down this now, the tees, yeah. The tees is just kind of the after effect. You got to think bigger. You know what I mean? How does this t-shirt idea extend to what it looks like on your stream? How does the motion come in when someone donates? What does this look like as a HUD? What does this look like when, Valorant inevitably picks up Wardell because he's the best? Wardell, you're the best player in Valorant. Of course Valorant is going to want to team up with you. You're going to get your own gun buddy. Of course he wants to see that. What does it look like when we execute this brand over all your social? Well, yeah, I invented the Op Academy for you. I did the branding for Op Academy, your followers. What does it look like on your YouTube masthead? What does it look like on your Twitter? What does it look like, because I know you're a sneakerhead, when you inevitably get a Jordan collab? What does the collateral look like? What does it look like when you're so big that every bus stop in Seoul has Wardell on it? You know what I'm saying? It's all about selling that mentality. Come on now. Appeal to the pathos. No one gives a fuck about stats. Stats are important, don't get me wrong. But don't try and appeal to someone's logical side. Always get people hyped about the emotion. Took Wardell by the nuts and gave him the gears. Come on, Trenton. You already know we're not new to this. I'm going to take this knowledge into consideration next time I'm pitching a client. Absolutely. Yeah. I hope you do, man. Doing the sauce. Any tips on public speaking? Wuzza. Believe it or not, a lot of people say I'm a confident speaker. That never came naturally to me. I was actually always a nervous person in high school. It took quite a lot of practice and a lot of me speaking in the mirror and getting really comfortable with my own voice. What I actually used to do whenever I used to present is record myself. And every time I would cringe, when I would say or stutter or didn't sound convincing, I would just keep listening to over and over and keep practicing. And confidence is not a learned skill. I oftentimes choke over my words, but 98% of the time you sound worse in your own head than you actually do when you're speaking it out loud. So yeah, just record yourself, listen to it back, and get comfortable with the sound of your own voice. Also, too, slow it down. I have a tendency to speak really fast because in my mind, my head is going 100 miles a minute. But in reality, one of the biggest skills is being able to match your internal thinking with the pace of your speaking. And once you're able to do that, you'll be able to be a lot more calm and collect your thoughts. And when it comes time to actually stalling to think of your next point, because you're speaking a lot more calmly and a lot more slowly, and it might sound slow to you, but it's not going to sound slow to the audience. And once you're able to take it down to that pace, you're actually going to be able to think about your next thoughts ahead of time instead of just spitting everything out as fast as you can. So slow it down, record yourself, listen. Fire says Ben. Young Pigpen says, gotta play into your client's ego big time. Client's got the biggest ego in the world, man. You gotta stroke it, 100%. Man, I love seeing this stuff, says Michael M. Dude, I'm glad you're enjoying it. You inspired this whole section, dude. I appreciate that. That Wardell deck is dope, says Alex Draws Letters. I appreciate you, homie. This in-depth exploration and explanation is super solid. Dude, I'm glad people are getting something out of this, man. You know, we had the low-key stream last Friday. You know I had to come with that fire. I came fired up, ready to talk. Come on. Come on, son. This is going to be a VOD for sure. This is going to be a hot one. Panu says, big thing to do is build character for public speaking, being more bombastic or forcing yourself to be a specific type of speaker consciously when you speak. Yes, I agree, dude. It might sound unnatural at first, but at the end of the day, like you said, you kind of have to force yourself and you become that character slowly. More text. Alex Draws, you gotta keep tuning into the Friday, man. I can't give out the sauce all in one night. Trenton, holy shit, that's the key I needed. I've always had issues with speaking so fast to the point that I forget to breathe. Yeah, dude, a lot of people do. But the ability to get the gears in sync, match your pace of thought to the pace of your voice. Think about it consciously and get that synaptical connection, and you're going to be able to articulate yourself so much better than when you're just rushing to get the point. And I think a lot of that for me too stemmed from my self-consciousness. I was always battling with the fact that people didn't want to hear what I said, or I was inconveniencing people. So I was trying to spit things out as fast as I could, when in reality that obviously isn't the case. So getting over that fear, but also too, like I said, matching that pacing is huge. Appreciate that. Dilo says wuzza. Shout out the Kanto gang. VODs, yeah. Gotta get these VODs ASAP. No worries, homie. Nemo, we haven't spoken too much about it. Let's go, Ben. Yo, Storm Cowboy, man, we're just talking about advice. We talked about syncing the pace of your thoughts to the pace of your voice, appealing to people's emotional side on how to sell stories, and how stories are what move people and convince people as opposed to statistics and things like that. So you came just at a good time. Alex Draws Letters says, was there a moment when you realized you wanted to start recording yourself? I think I need to start doing this. Yeah, I think, it was a way, I think it started with the podcast. It was a way for me to formally put together kind of a lot of my thoughts, because my brain is such a mess, right? It's such a scramble. So, was there a way for me to articulate myself in such a way where it made sense? I know it makes sense in my head, but every time I try and explain things to people, I'd always choke on my words. So it became much more of a practice art, and it's not something that comes natural to people. But are you able to explain yourself? Are you able to speak in a way that convinces people to understand your point of view? And why that's so important is because, being able to get people on your side, kind of like the Pirate King, Luffy himself, the natural gift to get people on his side is one of the most important things for selling in things, but also too for exacting your vision on the world. There's a couple things that come into play there, but it's also one of the reasons, unfortunately, why money is so important. Because once you control the capital, you can control clout, and clout is what is able to, you're able to exact your influence. Storytelling is another way. It's really important. Seastorm Cowboy says, "Are you mean?" Says Nima and Trenton. Storm Cowboy says, bro, I have ADHD and I swear this is impossible for me, but in all my presentations I tried to be slower, more mindful, and helped a lot. Yo, Storm Cowboy, I got some news for you. I have ADHD too. Little Asian Boy says, Mike, I speak the people's language. Come on, I'm already a man of the people, man. You already know I'm the people's champ. So if I'm fumbling on words, just bring it back to the main point kind of thing. Yeah, I think too for me, so, check out my notebook. I'm always, oh shit, it's blown up. I'm always writing things down, even from like a skeleton standpoint. And you know what's funny? Like, I was a shit student in high school. I never took notes. That was never me. But when I had to start presenting more and getting more in front of people, it was something for me just to, because I'm a good bullshitter, right? Like, I think school teaches you to be a good bullshitter. But for me, I needed those skeleton points. So just to have talking points to remind myself. So I kind of mentally map out, my skeleton, and then I'm able to kind of fly from there. Motherfucker's spitting, help me to focus more on trying to talk to who I'm presenting to instead of trying to recite a script. 100%, dude. I don't remember the last time I read off a script. To me too, when you're so focused on reading a script, I actually become more nervous. So when I'm just speaking from the heart and I'm able to just communicate, it just flows a little bit better. And obviously, like all the things we were saying, it's a learned skill. It's not something that comes natural, and not everyone's afforded the opportunities for those high stakes moments where you're able to actually present. And dealing with that pit in your stomach, that horrible feeling, is something you really have to get used to. I still get nervous every time I speak to people, including stream, but it's a feeling that you become more comfortable with. And it's the same kind of thing when an athlete doesn't crumble under pressure. It's called being clutch, and it's becoming comfortable with pressure. Yoshi says, I have ADHD. Taking a deep breath helps me calm down. 100%, man. There's so much stuff too, where, mentally, if you're feeling a certain way, you can actually mimic the physical attributes of the desired state, and it actually affects your mental state. So if you're feeling sad, forcing yourself to smile and looking in the mirror actually has some of the similar chemical effects as actually being happy. Obviously, it's not going to make you happy right on the spot, but it helps trick you into doing that. The same thing too, if you're feeling in a panic state, taking slow, calm, deep breaths helps relax you, not just mentally, but also on a physical plane. Though script, you sound a lot more natural. Yeah, absolutely, Panu. And that comes back to, talking about emotion and selling. If you're sounding like a robot, you're really not going to sell much. But if you're just spitting and it's coming out naturally, people are a lot more inclined to believe you. Asian says, I just got diagnosed with ADHD a couple weeks ago. Been a week on medication now, and I think I have to give up coffee break because it's getting too jittery. Hey, Asian, yeah, do what you can, dude. I have ADD as well, but I don't take any medication. Not saying that's for everyone. It really helps some people, but for me, I'm able to do without it. Harder Daddy, please, Mike. Has someone ever told you your stuff sucks to your face, like a big brand or company? I wouldn't say sucks, but I've definitely had harsh critics, and it hurts. But it's so petty, but I'm so driven by vengeance to prove people wrong, that whenever it's such a weird thing to say, it really affects me in a hard way. I take it very personally, even though I try not. As much as we designers like to say that it doesn't affect you, it really affects me profoundly. But I'm so driven to prove people wrong, and I attribute 90% of my success to trying to prove people wrong. Like some motherfucker in grade 3 who said like I was an idiot or a loser. Like I still think about those guys, and that's one of the reasons why I work so hard. So it kind of fuels me in a way because I'm so vengeful. Nima says, advice on talking to people you haven't met before. I've had a lot of trouble talking to people I looked up or wanted to collaborate with at events or even at parties. Just not good with talking to new people. That's a tricky one, Nima. I would say it's always good to have at least one piece of common ground. A lot of the times when someone, I'm a pretty cool dude, so when someone comes up to me at a party and says, hey Mike, I know you, your Instagram or whatever, start with a compliment. I think that's a good way, but at the same time, people these days are very wary of social climbers and people who just try and like inch their way onto the scenes. That's what we call like an inauthentic dude or person on the scene. So people are very wary about that. And also too, there's so many clout chasers these days that it's very hard to come off as genuine without seeming like you're chasing clout. So I would be very careful about that. I mean, if there's even any way, like if you have a friend of a friend, or, you know, talk about work, start with a compliment. That one's tough. And these things that we've talked about before, I always think of even any meeting as a house party. And especially to, this Twitch, I treat it like a house party. I'm a really accommodating person. I try to talk to everybody. I try to introduce people in the chat to each other. You want to be a good host. So you want to be that connective tissue between people. And that's like, once again, that's not a natural thing that people have. That's a learned ability. And it's only getting harder because of COVID. You're not put in these situations where you're actually able to flex that natural muscle. But try really hard. I'll keep the pacing thing in mind, says was. I love just going all verbal diarrhea when I get excited. Dude, I hear you, and there's something to be said about that. I think people can feel when someone's excited, and it's contagious, and it's really exciting, and you can really get people on your side. I just had an interview today, and showing that you're passionate about something is not wrong, but also too, it's not very attractive to not be able to articulate what you're thinking. So make sure you're always trying to match that pacing, like I said. Raiden says, harder, daddy, please. Dude, I got the vision, man. Got that 20/20 vision. Vision's so clear, I don't even need my eyesight. Ian says, for me personally, I just had to step out of my comfort zone and introduce myself. Sometimes you really don't know unless you start the conversation. Yep, totally, man, totally. And, sometimes you're going to meet the assholes. You're going to meet the people who brush you off, and it's going to feel discouraging. Other times you're going to meet guys like me, and I will never fucking brush someone off if they say, hey, man, I like your Insta, I like your fits, I like your design. Dude, I find it very flattering. I find that incredibly flattering, so I'll never do that. Oh, yeah. Appreciate you, Ricky. Thanks for stopping by. They hate Andrew. Subscribed at Tier 1. They subscribed for 2 months. Andrew, you are now in the draw for the Sunday merch. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. My friends can hear... Michael M. says, my friends can hear stream. And one said, I feel like if I listened to this for 20 minutes, I'd be a better person. Oh, damn. I appreciate that. Tell your friends I say what up, Michael M. 9191. Alex Charles Letter says, oh yeah, he just died. What are you guys talking about? Nikki from grade 3. What are you guys talking about? I must have missed that. Chadwick? Wait, Chadwick Boseman? What? No, you're kidding me, dude. What? Whoa, that is crazy. Oh no. That's horrible. Damn. Shit, that's crazy. Damn, dude, that's fucking wild. That's sad. That's really sad. I really liked him as an actor. Yeah, yo, Gio, you really came at the... Dang, that's a bummer. That's crazy. So young, so fucking talented, dude. That's horrible. Posted something here on his Twitter. It is with immeasurable grief that we confirm the passing of Chadwick Boseman. Oh no, that's horrible. Chadwick was diagnosed with stage 3 colon cancer in 2016 and battled it with the last 4 years. Oh, a true fighter, Chadwick persevered through it all, brought you many of the films you have come to love so much. Oh, T'Challa, man, damn, that's a bummer, man. Fuck, that's sad. Oh no, that's horrible, man. Rest in peace, dude. That's sad. Yo, Zave, man, you came at a bummer time. We were talking really uplifting advice, but we just found out that Black Panther unfortunately passed away. Damn, that's crazy. That's a major pain. What a fighter, man. Truly the champion of Wakanda. Damn, that's a bummer. Ooh, that's distracting. Okay, let's try and get back into it. Let's try and get back into it here. Not to take away anything from his incredible person and career. Dang, that's too bad. Shit, sad. Dealing with. So Michael M also asked, how do you deal with profs on something subjective like design? That's a tough one. I definitely battled with profs quite a bit. Yeah, back on the public speaking, Panu. The thing for me is it also comes back to kind of what I was saying before about pitches. It's always about being able to have people see your point of view. And unfortunately, the reality is if you're not able to articulate your ideas in a succinct way, so yes, design is subjective, but there's a difference between the tactic, which is the final piece of your design that's under critique with your prof, and the idea. And so the difference here is that an idea can be good or bad. You know what I mean? And it's like when you're trying to communicate an idea, it can take a multitude of different tactics. So how that looks, depending on what the subject matter is, that part is the subjective part. But if what you're trying to say in your idea isn't very convincing, then it's not going to be a very convincing design critique for your prof. So if you're just showing something that is more based on like aesthetic and like, you know, just like a visual exploration, you're going to have a very hard time justifying it. And that's oftentimes why profs, you know, have issue with your work, is because you're not able to ladder it up. Why did you use that aesthetic? Why did you use that type choice? Well, it looked good. Okay, that's not a reason. Well, if the subject matter and the idea has to do with it, does it ladder up to that? Well, I use this glitch aesthetic because we were talking about cybersecurity and privacy, and I used this typeface because this typeface is referential to a security camera. And I used, you know, this type of image because it's something you might see in this type of thing. And, you know, once you start getting into that sort of mindset, you're going to have a lot easier of a time justifying your work to your professor if that's something that you're struggling with. Absolutely, you guys, absolutely. And it's like having beef with yes, the output can be subjective and like the prof might not like what you've outputted, but at the end of the day, professors are usually there to kind of help improve your thinking, unless it's more of like a technical college where, you know, if they're measuring on certain skills and certain like, you know, points to measure, like, you know, how well you rendered something, that's very much less subjective because, you know, there's mathematical ways to say this is right or wrong. But when it comes to actual design, always being able to justify it, I will guarantee you will yield better results, even if aesthetically they don't like how it looks. As long as you're able to justify your design decisions and why that ladders up to your idea, you'll have a much better time. Always be able to differentiate the idea from the tactic. The tactic always must be a child of the idea. So if you have your idea, say we're talking about privacy, like I said, that could look like a poster, and a poster could look one way. It could look like another set of posters a very different way. That idea could also manifest itself as a video. It's all just about selling that idea. This privacy idea that you're trying to talk about could sell itself as an app. It could sell itself as a typeface. All of those are just different tactics to speak about the same idea. You know what I'm trying to say? Gio says, sometimes you just got to reach hard and hope for the best. Yeah, I mean, that too. Sometimes you do got to do that reverse engineering. I've oftentimes done that where I've just, you know, it looks cool, but then you always have to be able to justify it. And sometimes you can come up with the justification afterwards, but make sure you always have that justification. I almost never put out work just purely based on aesthetics. Learned this a lot, struggling a lot first year. Nima says, yeah, man, I think it's something a lot of first years struggle with. You're not alone. So having justification for all choices is big, basically, not just adding shit to add shit. 100% Michael. And no one's ever going to crucify you for, you know, how something looks. Like, you could use Comic Sans, you know, quote unquote, an ugly typeface. But if there's a reason for it, say I use Comic Sans because it's commentary on meme culture and how ugly design. If there's a reason for it, you can justify it. Like, if I was your prof, I'd be like, yeah, fuck, you sold it, man. I should be a prof, shouldn't I? I should really be a prof at OCAD. I'd walk circles around those motherfuckers. Nima says, my prof told me everything we do has to have purpose behind it, and we need to be able to explain and justify it. I agree with your prof, Nima. Manu says, best way to present essays, proposals, projects is like a court case. You have a message you're trying to sell. Yes, exactly. So every single thing you do as an output has to ladder up to that idea, that thing that you're trying to sell. Comic Sans is actually good for dyslexia, says Video Freak. Wow, I didn't actually know that. That's great. I mean, honestly, dude, I think people just hate on it because it's popular. It's a little bit childish, but people just hate on it because it's popular. Pootnan, what's going on? How are you, man? I've never seen your name in chat. Welcome to the Friday Freestyle stream. Appreciate you. Be a prof, says Asian. Yeah, we'll see, man. Maybe I'll masterclass. Who knows? Bullshit 101. Yeah, how to pass university, essentially, Panu. Wait, Wakanda is not forever. Oh, Karasu, dude, too soon. Honestly, you will run circles around them. Transferring to OCAD if you become a prof, says Trenton. Profs, high key, get overpaid, not gonna lie. Comic Sans due for a glow up. What happened with Hobo? Not sure. Do you feel like the NBA players flaked on the whole boycott because of money? Everything feels like performative activism. That's a tough one. I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, I think a lot of people might say that, but I've been pretty opinionated on my post about it. NBA wasn't doing anything at all. So NBA has a response because the NBA has vested interest to keep the playoffs going, obviously. They had to make a response. So the fact that they're making polling stations available and all these arenas and stuff and making it more accessible, in my opinion, I think is a great first step. Yeah, it might not be enough. I can see what you're saying there, Harder Daddy, please. But at the same time, I've said it, many times again. It's like it's up. Unfortunately, these players need to make big corporations realize that black business is good business. And even if you look at it from the most cynical point of view, if the good business is making you money, and these racists are killing black people, it's like, how are we able to convince them that it's in their best, monetary interest to preserve black culture, which would hopefully influence them to stop lobbying in racists? You got to hit these corporations where it hurts. They're not going to listen. They're run by old white people. They're not going to listen unless their bottom line is affected. Alex Draws Letter says, I heard the NBA players have a financial stake in the game, so if they strike, it means they lose hella money. Yeah, so they were definitely pressured to do something there. This song is Kashif remix of Stone Love. It's a banger. Oh, nice. Gio, I'm actually just playing a mix right now. Yeah, definitely too soon, Karasu. Come on, homie. How do you deal with burnout? I think that's actually a question, so I'm going to get to it. Younger Bucks players were saying that they don't have the luxury of stopping because they haven't built up their wealth like older vets. I mean, come on. They're getting paid millions. I don't know about that one. If you're a minimum wage worker at McDonald's with 3 kids, maybe I'd understand, but I don't know about that one. Okay, moving on. Best approach. Oh shit, man, I'm fucking talking in circles here. We are behind schedule, but all good. Best approach to group work and playing a positive role in teams. Wow, Mike, these are great questions, dude. These are really great questions. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a bad team player. I'm a really bad team player. I'm really opinionated. I'm really bossy. And I'm also too, I have the horrible habit, and I'm gonna set myself up for the fall here, and then I'm gonna tell you what I did to correct these. Once someone wrongs me or does something stupid, unfortunately, just the way my brain is already wired, I'm gonna be like, fuck him, he's an idiot. I'm never listening to this fucking guy again. This guy doesn't agree with me, fuck him. He's an idiot. What he showed is stupid. He's fucking dumb. That's horrible. And as soon as you do that, you're fucked. You're totally fucked. So my advice to you here, if you think like me, if you're a fucking asshole, not an asshole, if you kind of have this unfortunate egocentric thing about you, and a lot of designers do, and a lot of, people who are destined for greatness, I'm not saying I am, but people who are destined for greatness have that tendency What is my advice to you? 1, never discount someone's POV. I've oftentimes been like, oh, this guy doesn't get it. He's a fucking idiot. Stupid. What a dumbass. When in reality, it's what we were talking about before, that story thing. It's like, what's the story you want to tell? There's always two sides to the story. Is it that he's a dumbass, or that my idea didn't make sense for the majority of people? What I'm creating is not art, it's design. It's meant to be consumed. So I should be concerned if this person doesn't understand what I'm trying to say. Maybe that's something on my idea. It's not that he's an idiot or she's an idiot or they're an idiot. It's maybe that my idea isn't good. Playing a positive role in teams. This is something that I thought a lot about, and I think it's all about leadership. And leadership is not a formal role. Leadership has a lot of different meanings, and I think if you look at the lifespan of a project when you're working with a group, there's different kind of, everyone sort of hovers on different sinusoidal waves. So at some point when it comes to design and strategy, maybe I'm leading and people are listening to me. But actually when it comes to typography or something else, it's also about knowing when to listen. And so I think being able to read the room and understand the internal dynamics of what's going on in your group is how you can be a positive role player. And I call that leadership at all levels. It doesn't need to be a formal thing. Sorry, my nose is really itchy tonight. And so being able to recognize that stuff is being a leader in your own right. And everyone has a chance to be a leader and impact your group positively. I had a really bad habit of really shutting down when things weren't going my way and just kind of being a pissy about it. And it's something I've had to work on in terms of my career. But yeah, knowing when it's time to take a seat back, and also too, when someone needs a courageous leader and someone needs to step up and people are feeling a little bit burnt out, knowing when to come back in there is super important. Putnan, sorry man, I'm playing a mix. I'm not going to be able to song ID for you. The other thing that says Hobo got revamped as Hobo. Okay, sorry, I can't remember the Foundry. Okay, that's cool. I didn't know that. Self-aware king. Yeah, I think a lot of it comes down to self-awareness too. Like, it's just about knowing my own kind of personality. Dropping gems right now, says Max _. Knowledge stream says was it Ty Lopez Sunday. Get fucked. I hate Ty Lopez, man. I hate that motherfucker. He's jacked, but I fucking kick that dude's ass if I could, man. I hate that dude. Fuck him. Soulless Shoe, what is going on with the emote? Talor says they're too smooth brain. That big galaxy brain shit, man. You know, Sunday, son. Oh, do you like dinosaurs? What's your favorite dinosaur? I gotta go with the, it's the one with the hard head and the kind of like the mace on its tail. Oh, what's it called? I don't know what it's called, but that's my favorite dinosaur. That's a great question. Thanks. Do you like dinosaurs? I appreciate that, man. Itchy nose. No nose beers, man. No nose beers for me. Come on now. You think I'd be doing nose beers on stream? Come on. I have allergies. I just have a really itchy nose. The guy with the books, I don't know. He's like a fucking motivational speaker, man. Lambo. Triceratops goes hard. Thesaurus. Nah. All right. Let's try and get through more of these so we can stay on time. Michael M., you're hitting me with the great questions, man. I'm definitely going to upload this as a VOD. This is great. You've been talking a bit about separating work / home life due to isolation on your socials. How do you find balance with everything being at home nowadays? Great question, man. I'm not doing well personally. You know, a lot of the times I think people are because everyone is working at home, they feel like they can access you. And I'm actually working with a team who's in LA, so the time zones are even more fucked. So there's really hard. It's really hard because they're 5 o'clock, their end of the day when they're pushing shit to get shit out. It's my 8 p.m. And so something for me, it's like, it's a tough conversation to have because I think oftentimes people think they're coming off as like not a team player or like a baby. But it's just being really, really vocal about boundaries and saying, hey, you know, come on, I know it's 5 p.m. for you guys, but it's dinner time for me. I need to spend time with my family. I need to spend time with my loved ones. I need to go walk my dog. And trying to find a workaround where you're able to create boundaries. And for me, it's even more tough because it's not even like I walk away from my computer at 5 p.m. I'm on my computer like 16 hours a day. 16 hours. Except for like making lunch and sleeping and shitting and going for the occasional walk. So for me, it's really, really tough. But I think mentally you just have to shut down. And you have to create that separation. And something for me is I really try and time box things. So it's like, okay, at 6:30 or 7, you know, it's a reasonable time. I start a bit later, but I'm shutting off. I'm quitting Slack. I'm turning off my email, and I'm not going to try and get caught in the rat race. I think COVID has really allowed a lot of people to reevaluate what productivity looks like, especially to, you know, the unfortunate reality is a lot of people have gotten let go. It's like previously in sort of like this capitalist society, it's like the definition of our self-worth is dictated by our jobs. When people don't have jobs, it's like, what does productivity look like to you? And it's like, you know, I think a lot of people would say, yeah, if I didn't have to have a job, I'd follow a lot of my passions. So it's like being able to carve time for yourself. And it's like a lot of people talk about mental health and creating time for yourself. But right now, I think it's even more important. So just creating those mental boundaries. My place is tiny, so I'm not really able to create a physical boundary. Physical boundaries really help. If you're able to, don't ever work in the places where you chill. Don't ever do that. Just like your bed, you're never supposed to do anything in your bed except sleep and fuck. Because your circadian rhythms get fucked off and you create a weird association. You're not going to be able to sleep and you're not going to be able to be intimate in your bed if you're always watching Netflix and shit like that in your bed, because your brain is automatically just going to automatically connect it with, you know, that activity. So definitely a physical separation, even if possible. If you work on in your kitchen when it's not time for work, just don't be in your kitchen, or you know what I mean, obviously, except for cooking. But don't hang out there. Try and physically create separation with that. Is Asher still there? Asher is around, but he's not in the place right now. Mike ain't Larry. Larry who? Larry David? Yeah, Gianni, yo, the heads up on Chadwick Boseman. Yeah, we actually, we saw on stream. Very sad, man. Yeah, definitely not trying to take away from his death. It's very sad. Yeah, we definitely acknowledge that. I appreciate that, Gianni. Asian, walk my dog, not walk my foster dog. Oh, come on now. You know what? Asher's been cool, but he doesn't have the proper energy for a condo. He's a lab. He needs to be outside. He needs a backyard. It's just not going to work out. Work harder now, work smarter later. I like that, Karasu. I like that a lot, man. GG, only making 50% use of my bed. Asian boss champ. Hey man, it's all good. Just use it for sleeping then. That's all I'm saying. Just use it for sleeping or fucking. Maybe you're not even sleeping, man. Maybe you're on crazy coke binges and all you're doing is having crazy orgies. And judging by what I've seen of you in the Discord, it's probably that. So, you know, shout out Asian, man, the #1 player, young Pogie boy, Mr. Handsome. Nima says, I feel like it's also okay to not know what to do right now. Feels like a lot of people are feeling pressure to know what's going on. Shit. Yeah, man, that's like the glorification of hustle porn. I'm not gonna say like I'm brilliant at it. Like I post a lot of shit that I bet, you know, like I hope it doesn't make people feel bad. It's more part of my anti-hustle porn commitment is showing the transparency in how I do everything. It's like I'm not just dumping shit out like a one-way conversation saying, hey, go fucking consume this. Look how cool I am. Look how good I am. Look at the projects I do. Look at what I did for Waddell. Look what I did for Nike. Look what I'm doing for Clout. Look what I'm doing for 88 Rising. Part of my like continual commitment to the anti-glorification of like design hustle is me talking to you guys about design and like my process. And hopefully what that does is it demystifies it a bit and shows you that it's not as crazy and unobtainable as you guys might think. So shout out me. Mike, do you roleplay during sex? Not safe for work. Furry fetish. Anime. Harder daddy, please. No, I don't do any of that stuff. But, I mean, maybe in another lifetime. I like where your head's at, though, dude. I like where your head's at. You got to get this guy on the BDSM test. You got any tattoos, Mike? Ike, no, I don't, but I want to get a full sleeve eventually. You know what the thing is? At the end of the day, I'm still a good little Chinese boy, so I'm horrified to tell my parents. My mom would absolutely freak out if I got tattoos, but I'll do it eventually. Gianni Gelato says, separating workspace was one of the best things while working remotely. 100%, dude. It's huge. Yeah, Nima. Yo, fuck those people, man. It's like, it's not up to you to tell people how to deal with their emotions during a pandemic. It's truly not. So definitely don't be listening to them. Rise and Grind Twitter is the worst. Rise, hey, yeah, exactly, dude. Fuck it. Guy, I wake up so fucking late. I know, like, you read about all the top CEOs in the world. They're waking up at 5 a.m. They go to the fucking gym. They've read 18 articles, 5 books, had a coffee, bulletproof coffee, eating 18 grams of protein. Like, fuck that shit. Dude, I wake up like 5 minutes before my first meeting every day. Straight up. Karasu gifted a tier 1 sub to Harder Daddy, please. Let's fucking go. Karasu, the welcome committee. Harder Daddy, please. Welcome to the motherfucking Sunday gang, son. Come on now. Appreciate that shit. Giano and the people who pray with phone. Yeah, definitely. Let's go, man. Let's fucking go. Let's get some pogs for Karasu. Let's get some pogs for Harder Daddy, please. Yo, what's the sub count? Oh, yo, we don't have the sub count on this. Why is that a thing? Viewer count, donation goal, follower goal, subscription goal. Let's see if we can add that. Oh, 93, baby. We're close. Close but no cigar. Close but no cigar. We're a little bit behind the schedule, but I'm really liking the conversation right now. So let's keep it going for 15 minutes longer. We've never done it before, but let's push the schedule. Staying creative under the pressure of deadlines. Have you ever struggled with it? Of course, man. I definitely have struggled with it. It's something we talked about a little bit last stream. The myth of inspiration. Oh, man, Karasu, dude, you are crazy tonight, guy. You were fucking crazy. Karasu has gifted 1 tier 1 sub. God damn, pet me, please. You lucky motherfucker. God damn, I don't think I was in the chat tonight, man. Mike, did you get the Berks yet? Max, I did, dude. You missed the unboxing. You gotta be here at the beginning of the stream, Max. Come on now. We got him. We got the Berks. We got the Berks. Everything's under control, baby. Oh, Ike3000 subscribed at tier 1. They've subscribed for 2 months, currently on a 1-month streak. Ike, you've been automatically entered into the draw for the Sunday merch. So I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. Let's fucking go, dude. What, can I gift you using a fake credit card? Yeah, man, for sure. If you're a credit card scammer or whatever, fucking rack it up. That's nothing off my back. That's Twitch's issue. Fuck. Gift me fucking 80 subs if possible. Staying creative under pressure of deadlines. So here's the thing. We were talking about it before, how inspiration is an absolute fake friend. That dude is going to flake on you as soon as shit gets tough. You have to have discipline. Discipline is the dude that's going to help you get through those grinds. And anyone who, there's this myth propagated about how design is this eureka moment, and this it's going to hit you like lightning. That shit's not true. Design, you have to work through it. You have to iterate. You have to keep working on it. And anyone who says otherwise is absolutely just fucking lying to you. So, yeah, it's not necessarily about being creative under deadlines. It's about having the discipline and being able to stick to your creative process, and how you achieve results using the structure and the routine that works is what's going to get you through those deadlines. It's not about staying creative. Creativity is actually a huge misnomer. I actually think that the best work and, work that gets out is oftentimes done through procedurally, oh shit. We got a hype train coming. Soulless Shoe, subscribe with Prime. Let's fucking go, Soulless Shoe. Let's fucking go. Oh man, you love to see it, dude. That's big poggers. Appreciate the hype train. Come on, let's keep this shit going, man. Let's keep this shit going. So yes, discipline, not inspiration, is what's gonna get you through those deadlines. Things you wish that you had a better handle on first, second year, from perspective of your upper years. Wow. I think for me, it comes back to kind of what we were saying. I was still really under the myth that I was just gonna get this genius idea and just be able to mash out projects. That's not true. Read the project the day you get it, so it's able to marinate in your smooth little brain, just like some Calbee or some Blue Gogi, and let it sit there, think about it, internalize it, and start writing things out. I wish I had treated my design practice in school like Tiger Woods did it, and like a real athlete. Asian, thank you for the fucking 100-bit cheer, man. Let's fucking go. I wish I had treated it like working out in an athlete. It's true. If you don't use it, you lose it, man. And it's all about those small reps. Don't think that you're just gonna all of a sudden be able to do all this heavy lifting. You have to put in the work. Design is very hard work mentally, and I was lazy, to be quite frank. Like in first and second year, I was super fucking lazy. So I just wish I had taken it a little bit more seriously and been a little bit more receptive to what my profs had to say. I was very much under the impression of, oh man, fuck this guy, he's old fucking geezer, or, you know, fuck her, she doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about. And obviously that's not true, but at the same time, I wish I had taken myself more seriously, and I had committed a little bit more. I really had my, you know, my feet half in at school. I was really concerned with partying and all that stuff. So yeah, I mean, I don't regret any of it, but I did wish I had taken it a little bit seriously. Karasu says, hate working for a client with unrealistic working deadlines. Like, want photos done in a few hours of shoot. Yeah, that's tough, man. I mean, at the end of the day, it's all about like managing expectations at that point. It's like you just have to make it crystal clear that that's just not a realistic goal. Prime Gaming subs. Get your Prime Gaming subs. Hit the motherfucking button. How do you get through creative drawbacks, says Max _. I think it depends what you call a drawback. I think oftentimes, and here's the thing too, it's like oftentimes people are always trying to qualify things. Oh man, this alert box is fucking going weird. Zuko subscribed with Prime. They've subscribed for 2 months. Let's fucking go. Let me see if I can add a new alert box again, because something's fucky with this shit. What was I talking about? Creative drawback. People always try and qualify shit. Oh yeah, this was a really great project for alert box one. This was a really great project for the time we had. Or it's like, oh, this was a really great project for the budget considering, and it's like, yeah, don't let that be an excuse, man. Like, you know, everything's a sandbox. It's like time and budget. Those are all, you know, all you're doing is kind of, you know, if the tactical, whatever you're trying to deliver is like an infinite sandbox, every time you have a constraint, you're just drawing off a border, and the answer kind of draws within there. So don't ever try and, you know, qualify your work like that. So I don't ever see things as drawbacks. It's more so just, okay, they didn't like this. How do we adjust? How do we keep going there? I hope carry a sketchbook journal. Yes, I do, man. Definitely have one right here. It's not a habit that I had all the time, but it's something that I try and do, and I always try and scribble down notes, and you can see here sketches. Oh no, you can't. But yeah, it's very important. It's not something that I had naturally. I wasn't a good note taker or anything like that, so definitely do that. Wuzza. I love inside jokes. I'd like to be part of one someday. How the tables turn. Yeah, I'm a little geezer. Wuz, you are part of Inside Joke, man. You're part of one of the top 3 tier memes of this channel, dude. So don't ever get it twisted. Oh shit, you dropped this crown, King Zuko. Let's fucking go, homie. Getting some fucking copters in this fucking bitch. Lois Heaven says, how do you build a crew of people you trust and resonate when you are so far away from a creative hub? That is a good question, man. Wow. Man, you guys have really hard-hitting questions tonight. I think you can't build trust until you've been in the trenches with someone. And it's like, you know, I was just meeting up with a homie called James the other day, and he kind of told me, we were talking about leadership styles, and it's like, you know, he was telling me about a scenario that was pretty stressful when he was on a production shoot, and I was like, oh man, I would have freaked out. I would have lost my mind. He's like, why? Oh shit, hype train successful. Let's fucking go. And he's like, why? I was like, oh dude, I don't know. I just would have stressed out. Like I would have taken that as disrespect. He's like, dude, you know, when I was working to find a solution for this part, I never once blamed this person for the problem. And it's like, you know, we worked through it. It ended up working out. Now this dude's a ride or die for me. And it's like, how are you able to build that trust? One, I'm kind of weird. I'm actually not able to separate a working relationship from a friend relationship. So for me, if I've worked with someone and they've burned me on a project, or they're not producing good work, or I don't respect them from a work standpoint, I have a really, really hard time having them be my friend. And lots of my friends I don't work with, so that works out pretty well. But you know, coming back to that vindictive side of me, building that circle of trust, it's super hard. It's easy for people to betray you. It's hard for people to get back into your circle. And I think what it comes down to is just consistency. Are you able to always deliver? Are you able to be honest? Are you able to be transparent? And a lot of that trust is also, too, saying like, hey, man, I can't help you right now. Like, I'm too busy. I don't have the emotional or the physical bandwidth to take on what you're asking me for. And people will respect you for that. So just a lot of honesty there. KiwiFace, subscribe with Prime. KiwiFace, what is going on? Thank you so much for joining us tonight on this Friday freestyle stream. We are talking about leadership and design and all that shit. Choo choo, let's go, Solo Shoe. Homie called James, the name of my mixtape. Okay, let's go, Trenton. Panu says, how do you train yourself to be more creative? I want to create, just don't know how. Dude, it's a muscle, man. It's a muscle. It's like your voice. It's like vocals aren't necessarily always a natural gift. You have to work. Creativity lies on being able to connect two seemingly unrelated things. You guys taking this down? Creativity relies on you being able to connect two seemingly unrelated things. It's something that I run the interns through every year when I intake them. I give them a brand and I give them an object. Come up with a campaign. If we're talking about Spotify, why, just picking this up here, hand sanitizer. Why would Spotify ever put out hand sanitizer? Or why would they ever partner with sanitizer? Coffee beans. Why would Spotify ever partner with a coffee bean? Well, because music has an intoxicating aroma, and, music is the best way to start your day. So Spotify is putting out, the second best way to start your day, like with a cup of coffee, or maybe they paired it with a playlist. There's always ways to connect those things. It's up to you to become that connective tissue. And that's how you work on it. You have to work hard for your brain to connect those neural synapses. Talor, let's fucking go! Oh, baby, Talor gifted 5 tier 1 subs to Mike Sunday's community. Let's fucking go, dude. Yo, Friday's crazy, man. Friday is fucking crazy. Thank you, Talor. I appreciate you, man. You got to be the connective tissue. Talor, you've got to be the connective tissue. There's always a way to connect things, anything in this universe. There's always a way to connect it. It's just about finding that tissue. That's what originality is these days. They say there's nothing original and everything's contextual. Yeah, that's why something can be new. Virgil fucking takes something and he puts it in a different context. He takes let's say Raph, he takes Ruby Sterling, he puts it in haute couture. That's creativity because it's contextual. He's being that connective tissue. You know what the fuck I'm saying? What the fuck is Ryan, bro, says name? A guy, I don't know, man. Sorry, I sputtered off there for a bit, man. I popped off. Love the Sunday gang says, was a. Let's go. Harder Daddy, please, says, Mike, serious question. Have you ever sharded? Of course, man. If you said you never sharded, you're just a fucking liar. Straight up. KiwiFace, thank you again. Talor, thank you so fucking much, man. I know fuck all about design, but I'm here to support. Yo, dude, I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. Alex draws letters. Music's so clean. You'll need this sanitizer. Oh, dude, I love that. That is great, dude. That's excellent. There's a connective thing right there. You know what I mean? That's excellent. Music has an intoxicating aroma. There you go. You guys are coming up with lines, man. You guys are literally being advertising right now. We got the Sunday fucking agency right here in chat with 41 fucking viewers. Actually, are we 41? I don't know. Oh, we're 43. Son of a bitch. Let's go. Tyler, baby. Zave B says, literally me too. KiwiFace. Where the fuck is Ryan? I got you. Let's go, says Talor. Boom. We're popping off tonight in the motherfucking chat. Keeping it 2 Virgils. It's a house party, baby. Everyone's welcome. We're chatting. We're talking that dog shit. Let's go. TV Trey says, thanks, Talor. Oh, shit. Thank you, Talor. KiwiFace says, collab with local tech boys when? Man, when COVID's over, maybe. I don't even know. Let's go. Chief Keef Sunday, baby. These bitches love Sunday. We hit 100? Oh, shit. Did we hit 100? Oh! Yo, we hit 100. Damn. Are we doing it? Are we doing it right now? I don't even know if I have a picture of Ryan. Harder Daddy please says, Mike, you go to Maggie's preview. Oh shit. So you're really Toronto, eh? I don't know. When is that? I don't know. Obviously, love for Maggie and Benny and all those guys. Shit, are we doing a Ryan face reveal right now? We're doing a Ryan face reveal right fucking now. Let me see if I have a photo of him. Let me see if I have a photo of Ryan. See if I have a photo of Ryan. Damn, I can't believe it. We're doing the Ryan face reveal live. You know what? I actually didn't. I forgot about this. I forgot we were doing the Ryan face reveal. I forgot we were so close. I actually forgot we were so close. I should have prepped a really nice photo of him. Damn. Oh, check this out. Yo, Tyler. You see that? That's me and Karen. That's an awesome photo. Do you guys know Karen Fukuhara? She's in a show called The Boys. No, Ryan's not a girl. Ryan's not a girl. Ryan's not a girl. You guys know Karen Fukuhara? She's great. She's awesome. You should check out her show called The Boys on Amazon Prime. Yeah, she is a tech god, 100%. Yeah, you remember that, right, Tyler? There's Talori. FaceTime? Guy, I don't even know if he's gonna FaceTime. You know what? The thing is, I want to do him justice. I don't want you guys to. I wanna get a good picture of Ryan. I want to get a very good picture of Ryan, and I don't know if I have any good pictures of Ryan on my phone. They're all pretty. They're all they're all pretty unflattering. All right, you guys stick around. We're gonna do Ryan face reveal closer to the end of the stream. We'll do it at 12. I'm gonna keep you guys, on bated breath. All right, boys 2, let's go. This is Katana. Oh shit. She liked my snapback, baby. Damn, FaceTime Ryan. Stream is popping off tonight, OVA. You love to fucking see it, man. You love to fucking see it. Damn, Harder Daddy. You know Ryan? I'm surprised. All right. Shit, it's already 11. Let's see if there's any more questions. Okay, yeah, dude, we had a lot of great questions. Yeah, I mean, we're a little bit behind, but yo, I think we're safe to move on to the next phase, man. 200 subs for Mike Sunday face reveal when? That's a good question. All right, so we're a little bit behind. Oh, a Sunday in Japan recap. So this is the design part. Like I said before.